Extreme E is very short, intense moments, and then you have a lot of time to, analyze the data and make a plan for the next race. So there's kind of a lot of time out of the car, and then these very short, intense moments in the car. So I think it's really important to be able to focus 100% in those moments, and then be able to debrief and analyze, but then also be able to switch off a little bit so that you can have full energy for the next attack.
Push here and then open at the point that she cannot react to that, would be too late for her. And then just by going to the left, you will lose a bit of pace compared to her.
The debriefing and briefing before events is really critical, because you don't get much time in the car, so you have to learn as much as you can in these really short moments. If I do hypo before, like the crossover's not an option, because then the speed I will arrive there, I'll have to check up at the apex. You need to analyse everything, every angle, and then also everything is changing every time you go out. So then you also have to kind of predict or try your best to predict what's going to happen, how you need to adapt.
You were fast enough, so it's your yes. For you, because of you that we're going fine.
I think I need to leave the hyper to the last moment in whatever situation. I think being able to learn from all those moments, so that if a similar scenario has happened previously, you remember what happened there, or what you think it's going to be like, and there's always something to learn in Extreme E.
We do the debrief, we get through what happened in the session, what was good, what was bad, and then we analyze all the data, like me and Molly on the V-Box. And then, we have our little thing, we go relax and have food or whatever it is, and then come back together and do that pre-race debrief. Everybody has done their work, come together, you align, and then you go racing.
So yeah, I think it's more just like the push to really always be on top of the car and aggressive on the throttle. That's the main thing. We like a bit of aggression.
We both are aligned, what the start plan is and what the race plan is. So it's a lot about, putting down all the facts down there, and then when you jump in the car, at least for me, like I'm just, trying to keep really calm, really steady. And I think both of us get quite a bit more quiet when it gets close to racing time.
It starts to get a bit serious. I think that's the thing, you make your plan, get everything sort of ready, and you're about to switch on, so you want to be a little bit warm beforehand. And then just going over the plan, so you can just really simplify everything when you come to that moment, and then you just know the one thing you've got to focus on.
Exciting to see how Molly pulls it off. We've been pre-season testing, we have been working on it all. I think she knows what to do, I think she can pull it off. So hopefully we're giving her a car to take the start and then have a couple of good laps. And it's up to me to push to the finish line. It looks already very dusty, a little bit more rutted than normal. So it's gonna be a battle.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Just everything looks great till now. Now racing is racing. So I will spot from there.
On the start line, you get the 3-minute call, 1-minute call. That's really where time moves slowly. You're sitting there fully strapped in, ready, and you just get Scott Elkins on the radio, like 1 minute, and you're like, it's the longest minute in the world.
So this is the grid Acciona Science with Fraser McConnell at the wheel. Then it's Andretti Altakina with Timmy Hansen at the wheel. RXR alongside them, Michaela Arlen-Kotlinski. A perfect weekend so far for that team. Can they keep it up? And Veloce, car 5 with Molly Taylor at the wheel.
It's so focused, and when that light panel switches from red to white, there's nothing else existing in the world than that panel.
Am I allowed to swear? Yeah, go for it. Because then I think, when it gets to like 30 seconds, it's like, and then you go.
Fraser McConnell on the inside line with Timmy Hansen next to him. They'll be looking to hold off Arlen-Kotlinski and Molly Taylor. Will they go wide and try the extra line or not?
Okay, squeeze, Molly. Squeeze your gear 1.
Turn 1, arguably is the most important corner of Extreme E.
And it's the most unknown.
Yeah, and it's the most unknown, because you've got your plan of what you want to do in an ideal world, but very rarely do you get an ideal world.
Just squeeze in, that's great.
You have scenarios, probably 1,000 of them, but it's always the 1,001 that happen. So you have to be on your toes. There's all the experience that comes into it, and how you feel the ground, how the tracks have changed from the last time you're out there, because you never know. Like in Extreme E, you can't go out there and have a look. So you need to really, anticipate what's going to happen.
2 cars wide, 3 cars wide. Molly Taylor goes up the inside of Timmy Hansen. There is zero visibility at the back of the pack there. Arlen-Kotlinski uses the Yanoa hyperdrive now on the run down to the next corner, gets inside.
Come on, focus in front.
It's the favorite moment of mine from the race. Like that is the most spike of adrenaline you get, and it's the most excited you are from the race.
And if you're in the lead, and then it's like, it's a really good feeling.
Yeah, it's so mega.
Well, it's Fraser McConnell who leads at the moment for Acciona Science P2. Is Timmy Hansen for Andretti Altequila, and an enormous jump, almost on the nose.
Follow them, really good, you're on the outside of her. Come on, Molly, come on.
If you're not leading, you gotta pass. Like, that's my natural instinct. Like, I'm gonna pass this guy or girl. You know, it's that every time I'm out there, and I believe, you know, we are the best team and we're the quickest. So we're gonna get that. We can get to the front no matter where we are. So you know, looking for opportunities, being creative, and it's also about having a great car and a great spotter to make sure that you get all the information that you need.
2-4. Now you have a clear view in front. Eyes up, focus on the line.
The Veloce Chrome works well in the sun, doesn't it, in terms of flashing the car behind? The other teams will be looking at that, seeing if they can make it work. McConnell with a 1.6 second lead for Acciona Science at the moment.
Catch in front. Really good job. Keep pushing like that. Eyes up. Clear inside.
Maybe you need to be defensive because you're a three-car battle, or you're you're just the two of you, and then you can focus forward. So it's a lot of things that you need to add into the battle situation.
Molly Taylor now 3.5. There's only 4.5 across that top four. Everybody's used their Renault hyperdrive. Remember, the second drivers are much more likely to save it.
Look far away, maximize well the minimum and exit speed. Keep focused like that. 1.4. Keep pushing. We go for one more lap.
Yeah, I think it does get a bit strategic because, yeah, as you say, there's so many different elements happening in the race, and you have to fundamentally have the ability to be the fastest, to be able to overtake in any situation that you need to, and then just work out how you're going to play the cards given everything else that's going around.
If there's a gap, we're always going to go for it. There's no holding back. Maybe if we're cruising for a championship win, then maybe you'll hold back. That's the only time maybe you got to be a bit clever, but otherwise it's always go for that gap, always try and progress, always do the fastest race you can.
Listen to that. I love the rise of the RPM as they come up. You hear the electric motors rise right up in the RPM as they clear the crest, and the weight comes off the Continental tyres and they just spin up. The front two now, McConnell and Hansen have managed to put a bit of a gap in. It's 4 seconds back to Molly Taylor for Veloce, and then a further 1.5 back to Michaela Arlen-Kotlinski in the back. Is the RXR machine carrying any damage from that jump landing? It was one of the biggest troubles.
Focus in front and stop this lap.
They really should. You're on board with McConnell now. Remember, yesterday he ended the day on his side.
Box now for the pit change. Box.
It's a more bigger unknown being in the command. That's really, where you got to manage your nerves and your expectations and your feelings really, and make sure you stick to the job and try and do the best you can, even if the race is really intense, because you're getting in like mid race. Obviously you're just gonna see what you get.
Pit him. Remember, switch P1.
Coming into the switch, you want to, again, like you need to hit your marks, you need to brake for something that you're only going to do like 3 times that day, into that switch zone, brake on the limit, not too early but not too late obviously. So it's really like trying to gamble a bit where you're going to put the brake point, and then you go into the switch, and now you're like, okay, relax a little bit. When you jump in, on the other hand, you're so focused, and it's something really weird because when you're on the start line before a race, you're so like in your moment, but here you get to run in and it's a bit, a little bit stressful. And when you run out of the car, I just run off back to the command center and trying to give every feedback I can.
I think this track is really hard to make up time on because it's so fast and sweeping. It's the end of a weekend. There's a few months before the next round. I think it might be send o'clock.
Coming into the switch, it's just a relief. You're like, I survived my 2 laps. I've done everything I can out there to give, from my point on, like give them all the best opportunity to do the race from her point.
I was so curious to what you were going to answer, because I was like, I'm just relieved, and you said exactly the same thing.
Big
it's just
relief.
like, whew, all right. Yeah. now I can just sort of like, we'll get the popcorn out and watch the show.
3, 2, 1. Go. Okay, Kevin, normally we are clear with Christopher Sen, so the 2 guys in front, it's just on the outside. Take care on the pit exit, is on your bumper.
Wow, look at that RXR right at the back of Veloce.
Yeah, there's contact, look.
When you're jumping in, it's completely the opposite feeling of when you're on the start line.
And then so you jump in the opposite and you have those like few seconds once you build it in, you're like, that's like the start line.
Yeah, now the madness will arrive.
Yeah, because it's so quiet and calm, and then you're just like cruising along at 30, like nothing's happening, and all of a sudden, like bam.
It's Kevin Hansen, Johan
Yes, correct.
Gustafsson, Katie Munnings and Laia Sands at the front of this field.
Okay, focus in front now, focus in front. We have 1.3 seconds gap behind, so we are clear behind. Focus in front, you have the speed to catch them. 6.8 behind, P2. Come on, man.
But this is what I mean about the gap being quite hard to close, Jenny. We're halfway through the first lap and Johan's only taken 2/10 out of the lead of Katie Munnings. He, of course, is in behind as well, and again, bicycling big time.
Good job, eyes up, look towards the line, walk well the line. We have 1.2 gap behind, 1.2 gap behind, and 6.2 in front. Keep pushing, mate.
To put everything together, it's such a team moment. I know if I'm in the car, what's going off in the command centre and back at the garages, and to all our Veloce crew and fans watching at home, and vice versa. If you're the one outside the car, so it's like a bit of a relief because you put so much pressure on those moments.
Kevin Hansen and Kristoffersen still in position, 5.5 and 8.4 back. The gap's come down just a little bit, but we are on the final lap now.
Cross the finish line is the last lap. Cross the finish line and the race will be over.
It's like the high that gets you through everything else, all the other sacrifices, all the bad days, is for like those moments and that feeling.
Yeah, and also like many times when you're standing there in the command center, you're there with them and you can celebrate directly. And I mean, in the finals that we won, you've always been one crossing the finish. I'm jealous. I want to feel that too.
New signing Fraser McConnell takes the win with last year's champion-elect Laia Sands. And Fiona Sainz get the win from Katie Munnings and Timmy Hansen. A brilliant performance by the Andretti Autokilit pair. Kevin Hansen and Molly Taylor coming home in P3. Fantastic. What a start to the year. We are in for a hell of a season.
Good job, mate. For the first race of the season, we'll be there until the end.
Great job, everyone. Great job. Really, really nice double podium to start the year. We'll come back in Europe in a couple of months.
Yes. Congrats. Good job, boys.
It's special being the one crossing the line, and I think we both feel that because we come from otherwise, individual sport, like crossing that line is amazing.
I just sent it like over the jump, and then it was really close, and then I saw the dust, and I was like, I can't turn in because I can't see. So I just guessed, and I knew there was no ruts out there.
In third place, Ion Veloce Racing!
But like also here in Extreme E, it's something different. You're sharing it with the team, they're so relieved in there, and it's such a team effort to get that win because you have so few opportunities out there on the track, and to actually pull it off and be the best one out there, it is for everyone a relief and an achievement that is so great.
And then I saw the finish line and I'm like, just roll to there.
She did a really good run, and I mean it was so hard in the dust. When I jumped in, I was able to close a bit to the girls in front, but when I hit that 3-second limit, it was like a wall, and I just couldn't get any closer. But double podium this weekend. The Ion Veloce Racing team has done a fantastic job over the winter, and it's a lot of new people in, and they are really excited for this double podium. So we're really happy to kick off the season like that.
The start was really tricky, as Kevin said, when you're in the dust, but it feels really better than I thought to have 2/3. We want to be on the top of the podium, but in these conditions and with how tight it is, when you don't take the start to come away with consistent points twice, I think we've done a really good job, and full credit to the team, and looking forward to the next one already.
That's so bright.
You still got that.
That's all right.
I love myself.